All right, here we go. In three, two, one. What's up, everybody? On today's episode of the hashtag Blackout podcast, we talk about trifling exes and cuddle pillows. All this, some voicemails, and more on today's episode of the hashtag Blackout podcast. Pew, 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 pew. All right. What's up? Welcome back, and welcome back again. Episode 261 of the hashtag Blackout podcast. I am the dude up in Utah they call Jalapeno J.
And I am the dude in Texas by way of Louisiana called Just J. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
of course you can hear me.
Okay, I can hear you.
All right.
Hear you. My bad. Your head was down. So yeah, I can hear you. I hear you fine.
I'm here.
Yeah, and welcome back. This is episode 261. And so I had a question of the day to sort of start off, Jay. Do you have a cuddle pillow?
Nope. Besides, I guess my wife sometimes. Nope.
No. Okay, that's good. Yeah, there's a thing that I saw, on Reddit where this lady said, all of the guys that she dates, that she's been dating lately, have had cuddle pillows.
Interesting.
And so that could be everything from like a regular pillow to like those long sort of tubular pillows you put like, between your knees to, for your hips and stuff that you hang on to. So so it's interesting. I know my trainer, he's a dope guy. I think he told me one time he has one of those alignment pillows. That's what he told me. I don't think he has a cuddle pillow.
I don't know we call it as a cuddle pillow.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Interesting.
Was that?
No, I say I don't think we call it a cuddle pillow. Just to be macho manly, we probably wouldn't call it a cuddle pillow, but it's whatever.
Let's call it. Yeah. It's just a pillow to help you open up your hips. How's that? Let's see here. So let's see here. Yeah, I know we have a lag, but hopefully this lag isn't as bad as it was before. But it might be. Let me see what network I'm going to switch my Wi-Fi to. I'm going to switch to this.
Is he still there? He's frozen while his internet reboots. Anywho.
I'm coming back. How about now?
I don't know. How about now?
That's slightly better, or is that worse?
Yeah, you're choppy. It blip, 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 blip. Say that again.
Is that slightly better, or is that worse now?
I don't know. After I say one, what do you say? Two? Hello?
One?
Yeah, it sounds like it's still bad.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it's very bad.
I really truly have no clue what to do. I've had my internet people come out this week to try to get it fixed, and apparently, maybe they were just here for trying to think, is this thing connected over here? Let's see if I can connect to this other thing. So hopefully it won't kick me offline.
So, Mm.
Same thing. Delayed.
I don't know. Is it the delay? What number comes after 1?
2.
Yeah, we got like a 5-second delay. 4 to
Ah,
5 second delay.
ah. You know what? Why isn't there a 5-second delay built in? Why isn't there a 5-second delay built in case we say something that, in case we say something that'll get us in trouble, so then we could go back and delete it? Like, come on now.
Sure. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's built in like that.
I have one idea. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I'm gonna see here. Wait 1 second. Stop.
What could the solution be? Anybody out there that has a solution for this issue, please hit us up and let us know what the dilly is. Because, yeah, we're like going through it every week. Same thing. Issues. Probably need to figure out what this OBS studio can do for us. But we're so busy during the week, we never had time until right before the stream on the weekend to figure it out. And that takes too long.
Okay, let's see if this works. From that there. This here. Wait. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna try to turn off my Wi-Fi because I went wired. See what happens.
Okay. Hello? Hello?
Okay. I say 1 and you say... I
2.
say 1 and you say...
2. 2.
Okay, let's try this again. I say 2 and you say...
3.
Okay, so now we've cut that down from a 5-second to a 3-second.
Wow.
I hate the internet, but I love it. But I hate it at the same time.
Goodness.
All right, well, hey, you know what, man? We'll just go with what we got right here. This is going to be about the best it's going to get for now. Yeah, maybe next time I'll just plug my computer directly into the modem, since it's just in the room next door, and I have like a 30-foot cord here that I can connect with. And you know what? That's probably that might be the delay on this thing right here, because I have a 30-foot cord connected to something that's 2 feet away from me, and maybe it's just the length in cable, which is the delay, which does happen from time to time. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, back to the lecture at hand. I do not have a cuddle pillow either. You know, it's I don't know. There's a thing about people being manly. You know what I'm trying to say, in not having those types of things. But you know, it's whatever, man. It's whatever. I have used pillows before to do like the hip separation and stuff like that. So hey, if you want to call that a cuddle pillow, call it a cuddle pillow. But I'm not sitting there cuddling on it every night. I much more cuddling on my wife rather than just a pillow. So anyway, all right. So yeah, I know we want to talk about some trifling exes, but I know we have some reports from some other parts of the country from our correspondents. So if you can, Jay, I'm gonna go ahead and load this up. But if you can, tell the people how they can leave us a voicemail.
All right, beautiful people out there, leave us a voicemail 385-3BLAKPC or 385-325-2572. Call us and let us know what's going on in your part of the world, the country. If you're overseas listening to this, I hadn't checked the statistics to see who outside of the continental United States is listening to this. But it will be fun to hear what's going on across the world. So just call ring-a-ling-ling.
But we know they're out there. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
What's up, y'all? This is Mrs. Diva99 checking in from Memphis, Tennessee. Of course, you know what my situation is. I'm at home sitting up with an ice pack on my knee. Y'all, I tried to drive my new car to the store. And I just realized you do everything with your right leg, and it didn't work so good. So I had to only got out driveway, and so I had to go back up the driveway. It took all my strength. So, how y'all doing? I'm looking at another 4 weeks, possibly. Yeah. Stay away from Charlie Track's motorcycle riders. Yeah, stay away from them. If you must go by them, go diagonally across. Other than that, it's storming here. So, how y'all been doing? What y'all been looking at on TV? Equalizer 4 about to hit. Wait, is it Equalizer 3? Equalizer 3. I'm waiting on that. Okay, I'll talk to y'all later. And Cheeto Man, didn't he turn himself in or something? Yay. Okay.
He did.
All right, that was the end of that voicemail.
Yes, indeed. Watching anything new?
I'm sorry. Yeah, it sucks that. Oh, yeah. I was gonna say it sucks that she is still, trying to recover from that. Hopefully, she can recover quickly. Right. As far as watching something new, man, I don't even think I really had enough time this week to watch anything new. Unfortunately, I know football season started again, so I was, I'm, back watching that. I did, I started watching a couple things on YouTube. I started watching Hell's Kitchen. I don't know, not on YouTube, but on Hulu, one of the later episode or later, seasons of Hell's Kitchen. And then also, and this was like 20 somethings versus 40 somethings. That's sort of like the two, dynamics of groups in there. So, older experienced chefs versus, sort of young and just out of school, type of chefs. So that's been interesting. And then also, another kitchen show. It's called Boiling Point. Same chef, Gordon Ramsay. And I watched that more on YouTube, but it basically is showing, when he sort of opened his first restaurant by himself and, his quest to try to get 3 Michelin stars. And this was, I don't know, this is probably 25, 30 years ago, whenever this was, maybe 30 some years ago when this was originally taped. So it's just interesting watching the process. I watch a lot of cooking, shows and stuff like that. It's just me. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. I can't say I started anything on Netflix or Hulu, but what about you?
Yeah. Have you watched The Bear? Since you mentioned cooking shows, have you watched The Bear yet on Hulu?
I watched the first season, but I have not started the second season yet. But I have it on the docket because I did love the first season. Have you
it's
watched it?
I watched the second season. Yeah. It was good. I thought it was really good. When you mentioned them, Gordon Ramsay on his quest to get 3 Michelin stars, that was like part of a little bit of the thought process in the second season. One of the chefs, the lead chefs, I forgot her name, but she was actually the one who voiced April O'Neil in Ninja Turtles movie. Anyway, so speaking of Ninja Turtles, speaking of Ninja Turtles, I took the kids to see that last week. That was really good. Yeah, I watched Cocaine Bear today. The bear was the real hero. I saw that too. It was definitely a cinematic masterpiece. Just wait until you watch that Crack Coon and that and let's just say heroin sharks. I don't know, whatever you want.
Heroin sharks.
Yeah. Anyway,
Weed squirrel. Man,
weed squirrel would be funny. Pretty hilarious.
Cocaine Bear is great.
Yeah, it was funny. Anyway, so it took the kids to see Ninja Turtles. That was pretty good. Last night we watched They Clone Tyrone, and I think you should watch that. I think everybody should watch that.
Oh yeah.
That was a really I'm gonna
check it out.
Very interesting take on things, because there's some elements in it that remind you of Undercover Brother, not necessarily the that type of thing, but just that in what is it, Black Dynamite, where, and I don't want to give it away, but how things in our community are kind of being set up by another organization of folks to bring out our downfall. I'll put it that way. So yeah, that and started watching One Piece live action with the kids. That so far that's pretty good. I'm impressed with that. But other than that, that's pretty much it as far as watching stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, that's slick. Yeah, I will tell you this. I haven't been watching anything new. And yeah, Cocaine Bear, I loved it. I remember when it first came out, I was excited. I was like, man, I want to go play a football game after watching that movie. I don't know why. It was wild. But what I have been doing was I had a chat earlier this week. So, if y'all know Hook Shrubs and Spices, the season company, we are a part of this crazy huge giveaway right now. And one of the companies in the giveaway is called smokerplans.net or Smoker Builder. It's a guy who, builds barbecue smokers of all kinds. And he actually sells the plans, for people to build their own, So I had a chat with him, and, he's somebody who's in a similar age range. He's a little bit older than us, but, similar sort of age range, has kids, in sort of a similar age range as us. And, he basically started his business from an idea and necessity and nothing, and just the need to pay the bills more effectively and support his family, into something that it is today, where, he, he has work every single week building multiple, these pits and grills and stuff. So, so he talked to me and he was like, hey man, I just want to give you some small business advice pretty much. And he broke down a whole lot of stuff for me. This is like this. I just barely started interacting with him. I watched his videos and his content for a long time for myself, just trying to educate myself on the building process and other stuff. But he really broke down a lot of stuff, and he's like, hey, this is how you succeed. And, I want to build this brand, with more people that, are just sort of hungry like you and small and growing. So, we chatted about that a bit, and he was like, hey, I have a couple of books for you to read. As far as and this is, and he was like, these books are very related to whatever business that you have, basically starting it from the ground to get it up and going, and then, to ultimate success. So one of the first books he recommended which I started listening to. I'm a couple hours in right now this week. I think it's a 6-hour total book. And they're all audiobooks, which is good. It's called 12 Months to $1 Million. And so it's somebody, and it's, it would seem like you've all, everybody's heard and read, all these sort of get rich quick type scheme books. And this person in the book was basically naming names of the companies that, he helped, sort of coach them or whatever. And, there's been hundreds or thousands of companies, that he's helped get from, beginning thought process, to up and running, to selling, to $1 million. And a lot of those happened within 12 months time. And then, some of those businesses like the RX bar, like the little, and Cliff bar, those companies, started with one person and ended up selling to like Kellogg's or somebody like that, for hundreds of millions of dollars. So now I'm not necessarily interested in selling my business, but I do want to know, I do want to understand the process of getting there. And that's the thing, man. I didn't start with like a business degree. I didn't start with, a business plan per se at the beginning of it all. I was just like, you know what? I got this really cool flavor that I think is going to be good. I think some people like it. Let's see if it works. And it has. And, it's got to the point where, there's a lot of gaps in knowledge that I don't have. So listening to this book, is starting to fill in those gaps of knowledge, starting to fill in a lot of different things that I didn't really put together before. And I appreciate the connection with that guy and him telling me about it. And so I would recommend to anybody out there, instead of maybe a show to watch, an audio book to listen to on Audible. It's called 12 Months to $1 Million. So far, it's been pretty dang good. So trying to make everybody $1 million,
Interesting.
Trying to make everybody $1 million.
So here's a shark situation.
Yeah, I know that was cool. So yeah, but I'm definitely gonna watch the Clone Tyrone one. Yeah, go for it.
All right. So here's a Shark Tank situation. So let's say somebody comes up to you, a business or business owner or whatever, says, "Hey, I want to buy your company for $5 million. Everything outright right now. You walk away from the company. I'm going to get it into however many stores that I can because I have so many connections." Would you walk away? Would you sell it? Bye-bye. Start something else?
I would negotiate for a continual percentage stake in the company to also help with future product releases. Because, this company is my name, essentially. Like it's my nickname. It started, with me. So this would be like Hidden Valley Ranch. Okay, even though this is not the person's last name. Hidden Valley Ranch was actually started by a black person, right? Okay. He's the one who made up the ranch dressing in California. He made it up. He made up the powder. He made up the like the actual ranch dressing, that you get to see in the bottle itself. Eventually that company got so big that, I don't know what company, Kraft or whoever owns it now, approached him and purchased it right from under him. Nobody knows that this is the guy that some random black dude, years and years ago in California is the one who created Hidden Valley Ranch, which I think the ranch was called Hidden Valley, right? Ranch. But that's it. So what I want is the ability for my family to still have ownership stake in it, over the course of time. Now, maybe at some point in time that contract, reaches a point and then we like renegotiate the terms and the percentages. It that's what it is. But I still want to have a stake in it right now since I'm the one who created it. Now, if this instead of it being my name, if this was my company that I created, and it was called 10 Box, right? TIN 10 Box, and this was like one of those, like, I don't know, subscription crate companies or something like that, where I don't have my name directly tied to the product name itself, then yeah, in that case, I'd be like, you know what, 500 million, you said?
Just five.
Okay, 5 million. After looking at the market research and seeing how that industry is going to grow over the next 5 to 10 years, and how I know you're going to turn that $5 million into, like, $500 million. I would say, how about this? How about I sell it to you for 20, and then you can have it free and clear, because I know you're gonna make 500 million in the back of my mind.
Right.
But if 5 million is the final offer, and if I only put in, like 500,000 or $1 million at that point, I mean, that's a crazy return on investment. So I'd be like, yeah, sure, let's go for it. Okay. I try to Mark Cuban. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. So, can you imagine?
I have been watching that too.
Your Hooks commercial playing on the big screen at the Mavericks Stadium, or Mavericks Arena, Airlines Arena.
Yeah, that would be pretty dope.
Halftime show.
That would be pretty dope. Yeah, instead of that blimp flying around dropping like dollars and coupons on people, it just be like sprinkling season on people, or just dropping bottles on people's heads. That would actually be pretty cool.
Oh man. Then you get LeBron before his games, and he sprinkles some seasoning in each hand and throws it up in the air. That'd be pretty fun.
That would be hilarious. Boy, if only.
Yeah.
That would be funny. I still had to do that idea that you told me about, sending the stuff to Master P.
Yeah.
I think when and I don't even know, hopefully they still do those review thing, but I wanted to wait until I had my sauces out. Which, okay, if everything works right, and if I get off my tail, and if I have enough time in the week to do stuff to make it happen, the sauces are supposed to drop by like the last full week of October, sometime in that range. Even though I know I missed a deadline that I set for myself this week to get Jay some information. So you can 100% blame me on that. Okay, so now we're going to go up to our second voicemail. 3, 2, 1.
Remember, I was going to tell y'all from this Mrs. Diva. So have y'all, but anyways, I forgot I was going to tell y'all. Shoot. Oh, well, I guess I go back to sleep, and if I wake up, I remember to tell you. What was it? It was something about men. Oh, I know what it is. One of my friends is having a situation with a man, but so y'all really it's too much to talk about. I gotta go write it down and talk to y'all about it. Basically, is if a woman is calling you a man's phone, he can stop that, correct? That's because I got a friend who keeps saying her dude is like, I can't stop them from calling, but you can. But you can. So if a person really wants to be in a committed relationship, they will stop a lot of things. Agree or disagree? Okay, bye.
Okay.
You better agree.
She said you better agree. Yeah, so I think what she's trying to say is one of her friends is having a situation where, she's dating somebody, and this guy is still getting phone calls from other women, and he is trying to say that he doesn't believe there's a way to stop that. Now, we all know.
Yeah. It's a yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. If you want to be in a committed relationship, you got to stop all that. You got to turn all that stuff off. You might have it going around the time y'all get together, but really, if you both make a decision that you're together, then you got to stop that because, it's going to mess it up, and if you want to be committed, then that's when you turn it off, as soon as you can, which is like the day. But there's a way to block calls. There's a way to forget numbers. There's a way to block numbers or block callers. So this fool is up here just not blocking callers.
Yeah. Unless he gets that crazy person like you told me about that could ruin everything.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a minute. But we'll get back to that. But here, we'll go with the next voicemail.
Hey y'all, this is Memphis Diva 99. I listened to you guys' latest show today. Y'all sitting up here talking about one got to go, cake, pie, cookies. What about pudding, like banana pudding?
Ooh, pudding.
And then Christmas pudding, and then other coconut something pudding. Pudding needs to go. Okay. Yes, it does. Yeah. And then I was like, what classic album in the 80s? It's got to be Eric B. and Rakim. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no joke, man. Look, that CD and all that tape came out in 1988. I had just graduated high school. My life was just different. It was new. Yeah, I wish I can go back. In time. But anyway, there are other albums, that rock, but something about that doggone Eric B. and Rakim that gets me all the time. I'm going to call y'all back in a little bit because, we got much to talk about. Okay, and bye.
Yeah.
And thank you for the shout out, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm in pain all the time. My knee, his name is Nicholas, okay? Because me and him going to be together. Okay, then, bye.
That's funny. My knee is my sneaky link. Yeah, you're right. You know what, Kayla? Pudding. Yes, pudding definitely needs to go. That wasn't a part of my 4, but I'm going to tell you what. If I slid in pudding, then I would definitely keep everything else and drop pudding by the wayside. Because, chocolate pudding, banana. I love some banana pudding. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Dang, my mom was banana pudding. Oh, dang. Okay, maybe not.
I can only say I've only had like maybe one good pudding. Well, banana pudding, somebody else's banana pudding, not store-bought. Who made that? What's Bill Cosby's thing? Jello banana pudding?
Jello, yeah.
Yeah, no, not that.
Dang.
That could, that could go. So, but that's a tough one,
Just think about that though. Like if there was no pudding,
nobody
Bill
would be
Cosby's pudding pops commercials, would never have existed.
True.
Think about it.
But did he sell Jello or just Jello pudding?
I think it was Jello pudding, and then I think eventually it became pudding pops.
Okay. But he never did just Jello.
Nah, I don't think just Jello by itself.
Okay.
So maybe we keep the Jello, we get rid of the Jello pudding and the pudding pops. I don't know.
Because I didn't like Jello.
No.
All right.
Yeah. Oh no, that's funny. So Eric B. and Rakim, that's a good choice.
Good choice. Great choice.
That's a good choice from back in the day. So that's a good one. All right, cool. Last one up from our DMV correspondent, Mr. John Salvatore. 3, 2, 1.
Yo, what's up, guys? John Salvatore. I'm listening to the current episode. You guys are talking about baseball cards. I used to kind of collect baseball cards, but let me tell you what I used to really like OG and collect. Let me tell you, from like 91 to about 97, I used to collect Marvel cards. Like everything. This is well before the MCU, but yes, Marvel cards. Everyone in the Marvel universe had a card. They had different series, like Top, Skybox, were the makers of all these cards, and I just thought about it. I'm like, where did my cards go? I mean, it's like 30 years ago, but Yes, I was obsessed. Me and my friends, we used to trade cards. Fun time.
Dang.
All right, guys, choose a great word.
Yes.
Thanks for that,
Yes,
John.
indeed. Thank you.
Wow.
Marvel cards. I had a ton. I had like the whole collection of Marvel Masterpiece cards back in the day.
Mhm.
Thanks, Mom. I don't know where they are now, but they were amazing. You know, they gave you like a little background story on the back of them and like what their powers were and the ranking of everything. You know, those were cool cards to have. And then they had like these hologram cards.
Yep.
Yeah, those were dope. I love those. Yep.
Yeah, I don't believe I had those cards myself. I'm pretty sure I did not, but I knew that you had them. I knew they were cool, but I didn't have them. I collected, all the sports cards. I collected Garbage Pail Kids, which also have value right now if you have some nice clean ones. But I'd be interested to see on eBay if Marvel cards, do have any value right now.
Some of them do. I'm looking at it now. Some of them do, but you know who really had the big collection? Our cousins, older cousins, had the Garbage Pail Kid cards, and I remember them having the whole set. I mean, like, I don't know how many, well over 100. Could be a couple hundred cards they had, and I don't know what they did with them. No clue. It's probably gone, destroyed, and those are worth a lot of money now.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, they probably definitely disappeared a long time ago, unfortunately. Okay, so we go from all the, the trifling situations we talked about a little bit earlier, with the boyfriend and these trading cards to somebody who basically should trade in her free life for a jail life. Yeah, so I saw this video last night that popped up or this post last night that popped up on Instagram for me, and it was a lady who apparently was going viral for admitting she called the CPS on her ex-boyfriend and lied about him abusing her kids after they broke up, even though they weren't even her kids. They were his kids. And it was all a lie. So here, let me play this. Hopefully y'all can hear this, but I'll go ahead and hit play and we'll listen to these. We'll listen to this and then we'll talk about it.
Bad because I felt so bad about it. I called like child services on this one. I called child services on my ex because he pissed me off, and then I was like, yeah, I'm done with this person, whatever, like, cheater, fucking piece of shit, lies about dumb shit. He had kids. I called child services on his ass, and I fabricated everything and said certain things, and they went to the door, and there was a whole process. I don't even know if the children's aid worker still visits them, but she probably does, because what I said, the way I AI'd that shit, real AI shit,
real AI,
fake bruises type shit.
Be careful, fellas.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
So you fake bruises, you fake shit, and then you just made an exaggeration story, and then
on their on his kids.
Yeah.
Really bad, because and they came and they were like, oh, we're seeing stuff that your kids are being abused. You could lose your kids. And I was just like, that sucks.
That sucks.
Yeah, should have been nicer to me, bitch. And they came.
So yeah. So, single fellas out there, y'all gotta watch out for girls like this. These ladies, they make themselves look beautiful, obviously. Make you want to wife them down and all the other stuff that they say. But, once you make them mad, they could do ridiculously stupid stuff like this that could, in turn have a negative effect on the rest of your life. These are things that I'm constantly trying to teach my teenage son. and it's hard. But this girl here, as you heard, the guy apparently was mean to her. You know, she said he cheated, which is probably a lie too. They probably just got in an argument, like really bad argument, and he ended up, you know, bouncing, whatever it is. But maybe it is true, and I'm not condoning that one way or the other at all. But you know, she ended up calling CPS on him and said that he was abusing his kids, and it was totally fabricated, a total lie. The best part and the stupidest part is she admitted it right here on video. So therefore, you know, he could take her directly to court. You know, if there's any kind of legal action, if he's had to pay anything to CPS, if his kids have ever gotten taken, any of that stuff, he could take her directly to court. If he went to jail, anything like that, you know. And yeah, she needs to go to jail for that. That is straight up wrong.
Yeah, you pretty much said what I was gonna say. She just snitched on herself. And he could sue her if, you know, if he had anything bad happen to him as the result of her calling. Even, you know, he could sue her for defamation of character, take all her money, get everything she got. Now what? You just admitted it. So, you know, you said everything I was thinking. So, yeah, too bad on her. I don't know. I wonder if anything bad happened to this guy. Like, did they really take the kids away?
Well, that's what I think she was saying. You know, like the second portion of the video, she was saying that they, you know, they called them and said, you know, we could take your kids away because, you know, we got reports of you abusing them. And then she said, I don't know if the caseworker still visits. So apparently it became a thing. Wow. It got to the point where you have like a caseworker visiting your house. Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah,
that's why people like that need to go to jail.
Yeah, I mean, I say take her for all her money, man. Forget the jail part. Take her for all her money. Every little penny she has, get it. You know, because this could, like I said, something like that. If word gets out, especially like at his job or something, that he's supposedly beating his kids, you know, hey, then you fired. You know, then you run into the possible, you know, risk of being depressed, and then depression could lead down a different road and all this other stuff. And, you know, all it could snowball from just those words that she said. So I take her for all her money, you know, screw the jail time. I'm getting all your money and leaving you miserable.
Yeah, I want your money and you in jail. I want both. I want the royal flush. Give me all of it. You know what I'm trying to say? Oh man,
yeah, that's funny.
Wow, that's crazy, man. But no, really, like, you know, I think there's a fundamental problem going right now, and thankfully, you know, being married, it's something that we don't have to deal with. Thankfully, but I know there's people who are married who, you know, do have to deal with that. And really just another fundamental problem in society. If somebody, like, you know, if somebody screams ow, then everybody's like, oh my gosh, you're hurt. How can I help you? Rather than seeing if they're actually hurt. You know, it's like the boy who cried wolf. You know what I'm trying to say? There's a lot of that, you know, boy who cried wolf situation going on in society. And there's, you know, and a lot of times there's overreaction to it. And, you know, I know there's times where we've reacted to certain things on this show. You know, this happened in society with people. But most of those things we've seen, it seemed like they were legitimate, or it seems like there's been some, what do you call it? There's been some evidence behind it, like hard evidence. The last one, though, that wasn't, was that girl who said that she witnessed a kid getting kidnapped or something like that. That was a weird situation overall. I still don't know what happened there. But, you know, yeah, man, it's just one of those things. There's too many. Oh, do you remember, was it Dumb and Dumber when the guy said that, they wanted to create a jump to conclusions mat? And they have all these conclusions
that was Office Space.
Office Space. I'm literally holding my Office Space coffee cup right now. So yeah, Lumber. So yeah. So it's a jump to conclusions, Matt. Everybody is on the jump to conclusions, Matt. Immediately jump into a conclusion, you know, because it's the Internet of Things is putting it out there, and then like everybody's reacting instead of waiting to hear the truth, you know. While I drink.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah. But yeah, those y'all people out there listening, y'all people watching, you know, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are as far as this situation or any other kind of jump to conclusion situation. You can leave us a voicemail just like Jay said earlier. You could drop it below in the comments of this video. Yeah, wow. It's some wild stuff in these streets, man. Wild people. Wild. Watch who you're trying to date. Watch the kids. Watch the kids that, you know. Watch the kids that your kids are around. I already have identified several kids that, you know, my son calls friends at school who are not good. What do you want to call it? Not good influences. You know. Yeah, these are some kids where I think I might want to like show up at their parents' house and talk to their parents and be like, hey, you know?
Right.
I don't know, man.
Interesting.
It's getting to the point where I think I'm going to have to go and knock on some doors and start talking to some parents and throwing it down, you know? And not to be violent or anything like that, but just not to be violent or anything like that, but really just to talk to them and be like, hey, you know, this is what your kids got going on. So, you know, don't let your kid hang around my kid.
I'm assuming your son coming back home with some new words, some new attitude. He needs an attitudinal adjustment.
I mean, yeah, attitudinal adjustment, yeah, and some other stuff. I don't know. I mean, I was a teenager. I was a 15-year-old at one point in time, and I know that my dad had to correct me real hard, real quick, several times. You know, and I remember those days, and so I'm living those days right now. I remember when my parents said, "One day you'll understand," and you know, at the time I was like, yeah, right. So my kids, or at least my son, really is going through that yeah, right phase right now. And one day he'll understand, you know. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully he doesn't get into a situation where, you know, he's sorry for, you know, whatever his friends do or he's influenced to do or he does, you know. So
right.
Yeah, but
yeah. Well, it's tough, man. That's tough. I know. I'm getting there too, because my oldest, he's having he's getting a little smart lip too, saying a lot of things he should not be saying, you know, and I kind of have to put a verbal foot in his ass sometimes, but
yeah,
you know, it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, he said he doesn't want kids, but
that's true.
We'll see.
Yeah. This is the thing, man. I just remember like my parents telling me at some point in time, when you have kids, they're going to do to you what you've done to us.
Yeah.
I'm just like, man, come on, man. You know, now I'm seeing all that and seeing all that like sort of slowly come to fruition. I'm like, wow, they really were right. So that means, hey, kids out there listening, listen to your parents because they're telling you their experiences, you know, that are happening. But yeah, man, it's wild in these streets. But yeah, that was the main thing that I wanted to get into. Was there something that you picked up throughout the week?
I mean, I think the past couple of days there's been sort of a couple celebrities getting blasted online. So Hawaii just got hit. Maui specifically got hit with that wildfire, destroyed lots of people's houses, a bunch of people's houses. You know, it's been a drought out here in Texas. Had a wildfire like not too far from my home, barely a mile away. But these two celebrities, big time celebrities, got on the internet asking people for money to help support the people in Maui. Now, ain't nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But like I mentioned last week, people in the U.S. are like, a lot of people in the U.S. are hurting right now. They can't afford a lot of things. But you got a billionaire, aka Oprah, Harpo, and you got The Rock coming together to ask the people to pledge some money to help out the families of Hawaii. And like I said, absolutely nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But there's a lot of people who are going at them for even thinking about doing that when Oprah, and this could go into a long discussion, but Oprah owns a whole lot of land in Hawaii, like I think they say 2,000 acres or something like that.
Oh yeah,
I think
she
in
owns
Maui,
a lot.
She owns a whole lot.
I've seen her property.
Yeah, so her alone, her and The Rock, I'm sure they have very, very wealthy peers in the industry. So we got Zuckerberg, we got Bezos, we got Musk, we got a whole bunch of elite people that could, give like maybe a small 1%, 0.5% of their wealth and donate to these people, of Hawaii. But you're asking the poorest, possibly the most hurt, some of the most hurt people. We're not really hurt because we didn't lose our homes like the people of Hawaii. So I'm not saying that, but they're trying to get people to send money when they could do it themselves. Give a lot of money themselves. And The Rock and Oprah have apparently donated like $5 million each. It's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot of money, but is that like, that's like a drop in the bucket for them, right? You think, right?
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. You would think, all the revenue streams, that definitely sounds like it would be about like a drop in the bucket. That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things where a lot of people are, enraged and outraged by the situation that they'd have the audacity to even ask people to help support when there's no support here in the U.S. because all our money is going overseas to help another country, and like I say, there's nothing wrong with helping, but sometimes we got to think about some priorities and helping like the people here, in the U.S.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That are really hurting, man.
Yeah,
So a lot of people are just.
I know anytime there's something. Yeah, I know anytime there's something like that. There's like the Red Cross or like other organizations will be doing some kind of videos or advertising to try to get help to those affected areas. I mean, like I said, I have seen Oprah's property in Maui. I mean, our hotel that we stayed in, like the hill, like the mountain or hill, whatever you want to call it, directly across the street behind our hotel, there's like a neighborhood sort of like at the bottom in the foothills, and it goes up a little bit halfway up, and then beyond that, the people at the resort or hotel, whatever, was like, yeah, all that land, that's all Oprah's. I was like, dang, it was a lot of space up there. And they talked about that she comes down and they'll see her from time to time. There's I'm sure she owns land in other places as well. There's several other celebrities, and I don't know, like industry owners or leaders, whatever, that also, have a similar type of wealth. And yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I think it's almost like they're using their title of celebrity to try to get their supporters and their fans, to donate, which makes sense. And I know that, and that's why and how they do that. I don't know, man. I just, the only thing I could think of is like these celebrities, who, excuse me, like, you mentioned Oprah and The Rock. Like, I wonder if they have just like a budget every year for charitable donations. And like once that's it, that's all they do. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But then again, there's a lot of people in the country here who are, who can't afford to pay for gas, things like that, or they can't always fill up their tank with gas, whatever it is, things like that are negatively affecting. So it's extremely hard for the people, the regular Joes on the street like us, to be able to donate a ton. I know $1 is more than no dollars, which makes sense. But still, I can understand it being extremely difficult. I mean, I'll tell you what. So in the job that I work in, I talk to people that sell products from every different category that you can and can't even imagine in the world. Several of those people that I talk to, will state that, it's been a tough year for them as far as sales. And, some of that started at the beginning of the year. Some of it is going back, to the last couple of years. Some of it literally started this summer, and there's a lot of factors, I'm sure, at play, over that vast amount of time. But, there's a couple things that also, have been constant, like gas prices are high. It is what it is, man. And they've been like that for a long time. And it just seems like it's continually getting high. But not only are gas prices high, the housing market prices are high, and they don't seem like they're coming down. At least, finance rates don't seem like they're coming down. Everything is more expensive. And to a lot of people, they feel like they're not making more money in their employment to be able to cover or offset the cost of all these other things that are getting more and more expensive. And so then it goes back to, the owners of the company, the businesses, are they willing or able to pay their employees more? It's like a crazy cycle, man. I don't even know what, the answer is to it, but really, it makes it hard. So at the end of the day, all that stuff combined, yes, does definitely make it hard, for someone like you or me to contribute to a situation like that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna play there's many videos online, but I just found this one. I'm gonna play this woman having a reaction to Oprah and Rock's asking for money. So here we go.
Okay. You send a donation. Did I just witness what I think I witnessed?
Oh shit. Hold on.
Please don't tell me I just saw a billionaire standing next to a multi-millionaire begging the average everyday citizen for donations that can barely get by due to a real-life recession, living paycheck to paycheck, barely can pay rent, barely can put food on the table for our families, in a country where our president is giving away all our resources to another country for money. If you two don't go take your Hollywood leap behind to your Hollywood assistants and politician buddies that got millions like you do and billions and get all that money together and help our money, you are out your damn mind. Please don't talk about intelligence like that. And after you guys do all that, you have enough money to help the rest of us. Boo. Out here with that nerve.
So that's just one of a whole bunch of people that have issues with it.
I get it, man. I think honestly, I get both sides because because over the course of time, there's always been random stuff like that, and there's been people, happy and willing to give charitably, regardless of their financial situation. And I know that not everybody's financial situation lends to the ability to give anything, $1, $5, $100, anything. And there's tons of people, there's people on both sides, who can, give something. So I get it. I think it's one of the words that I hate the most, optics. The optics of having, an Oprah or a Rock or whomever, that's like a big time celebrity, be the one asking for it is probably the toughest thing of all. Like if you had Sally Struthers up there, then maybe it'd be different. You know what I'm trying to say? This lady probably wouldn't have reacted like that. Which you know, you can hear in the lady's reaction and her tone. You know,
Right.
she thinks it's sort of like the audacity of these two millionaire, billionaire, whatever they are, you know, asking people for money. So I can see that. I mean, The Rock is literally half Hawaiian. You know what I'm trying to say? Like that's where like his family's from. So that is for me. For me, I would give more credence to The Rock in this situation because that's his home. That's like, you know, something happening in Houston for me, you know, as his home. Oprah owns property there. She has obviously helped a lot of people there, helped the economy there with, you know, the property she owns and other things that she has in the island. So I can see that, but you know, The Rock has a direct tie to it. So if they just had The Rock, then I'd be like, I wouldn't have as much a problem with it. You know what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah.
Like, and I think maybe people in general may not have as much a problem with it. Also, Oprah's been out of the public eye. You know, like she hasn't had a TV show, even though she has her network. She hasn't had like her own real show, you know, for several years now. So that's just one of those things. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough because in my heart of hearts, if I know I have something to give, especially in a scenario like this, where like I've been to that island, I've walked on the street that got burned down, everything there that got burned, I have literally, you know, been there. The tree, the big banyan tree that they show in the video, you know, they were trying to see if it was going to make it. Like my kids have climbed on that tree. I've sat under that tree and ate a like a white chocolate ice cream pie or something that was delicious down there. So yeah, man, I have had some direct experience with it, so I know that situation, and it's hard to see that. And then at the end of the day, I make the decision if I can pull some money out of my bank account and send it or not. You know? Yeah. It's tough. Hawaii is it's like sort of so disconnected from the rest of the U.S. And, you know, there's probably a large percentage of the country that has never been there. So, you know, you don't have, so people may not be as invested in it as they would be if, you know, like Florida's here, people, you know, it's within driving distance to everybody in the, you know, 48 states. So, yeah, so I don't know, man. It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy situation.
It is. We'll see how that turns out in the next week or so. I wonder if they'll respond to all the criticism. Curious to see that.
I don't know. You know what? I think celebrities at a certain point, I don't think they respond directly, unless it's something that they did. I think their PR teams will respond or will try to find ways to, you know, quell all of that uproar that people have.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah, man, that's wild. Trying to think about what else. I think I had something that popped up a minute ago. Maybe it was the video that J Del Negro sent us in the chat that said, this guy said, the moral of the story is never date a woman who don't respect your wife. No, I didn't mean to say that. I said the wrong shit. When the dude said, never date a woman that don't respect your wife.
Yeah.
At a family reunion or something like that. He definitely messed up.
Yes, he did. Hopefully that was his wife?
A slip of the tongue, you know?
Was his wife on the side of him?
Yeah. I don't know, but it looked like, you know, there was a woman right next to him. So the way that she looked at him was like, and he walked off fast. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oops. Yeah, that's what's up. Playa bars from Dan from the Start of Five podcast. What's up, Dan? Man,
What is
yeah,
up?
that is some playa bars right there. But no, don't date another woman if you're married. But
Obviously,
if you do, I guess follow that guy's advice. I don't even know. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it could have
Anyway,
been
man,
specifically for people in Utah. You know, some of those guys in Utah.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's specifically for certain segments of society here. Not me. I'm a hard. It's a hard enough time for me just to deal with myself, let alone my, let alone my only wife that I have, and I couldn't take on anymore. Yeah, that'd be too much. But
I worked with the guy.
That's about it.
I worked with the guy back at the airport that had 2 wives. He was from Africa, so I mean, I guess that's a normal thing. Yeah, his concubine. Is that what they call it? Yeah. So
yeah.
Didn't know how that worked, so whatever. I'm sure he's happy.
Yeah. Oh man, that's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be hard to be happy like that. But there's people, and there's people who submit to that type of stuff, and people who were born and raised in that type of either society or family unit or whatever it is. I'm just thankful that I wasn't, because that's not for me. But anyway, I believe that's all I got. So if you want to tell the people how we can get up out of here, we can do that.
Tell the people how we could get up out of here.
Wait, what? Tell the people how they can leave us a message.
All right, people.
Sorry.
Leave us a message or just contact us any way you want to. Twitter, Instagram, #Blackout Pod. Check us out on your favorite streaming service for podcasts. Email us topics. If you want to be a guest, #blackoutpod@gmail.com. Or you could just hop on here Sunday morning and we'll probably bring you in as a surprise guest. Definitely hit us up 353-BLAKPC or 385-325-2572. Leave a little voice melody. After you do that, check out hooksrub.com. It's the only way to keep your girl happy. Your ex, well, hopefully you won't have an ex after you use this Hooks Rub. You'll probably have a wifey.
No exes.
Sprinkle seasoning all over her life to make her happy, make her your wife. Instead of throwing rice at the wedding, you could just throw seasoning. All that good stuff. Hooksrub.com.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. And also you can go on hooksrub.com to get this seasoned hat. Because we people of color like to season our food. There's other merch on there as well. But also when you when you hop on to hooksrub.com, there's an image. Literally, like, you just barely scroll down a little bit, right under the Smoke and Sweetness image. There's an image of multiple products that we're part of the giveaway for. It's a $2,300+ giveaway. So lots of products. There's a smoker in there. There's Hooks, Rubs, and Spices seasoning and merch. There's seasoning from another grill company called Grill Your Ass Off. There's Jealous Devil charcoal. There's Grab 'em in the Brisket. There's a whole meat box from a place called Heifer, Hog, and Hen. And then there's ThermoWorks, which is my trusted friends for meat thermometers. Man, it's easy to enter. I think there's an opportunity to put in at least like 25 entries at max.
Actually, I got like 40 something entries. I got like 48.
Oh, 40.
Entries.
Oh, dang. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's more than that. I doubt I'll win, but
that would be
whatever.
dope if you won. Yeah.
It would be. My luck is not that great.
Yeah. And the last I checked a couple of days ago, there was like 67,000 entrants at that point. Yeah. So it's a big contest. And yeah, I would. That would be dope if you could win. But hey,
is the other thing is, winner?
Some of those products I have discount codes. I believe so. Yes.
Oh shucks. Okay.
Yeah. But hey, you never know. And some of those products I do have discount codes for, or I have a way to get discounted products. So if there's anything that you want from there, hit me up on Instagram at HookShrub, or just shoot an email, info@hookshrub.com. And let me know what you are trying to get into. And I can reach out to those companies and see if I can get you a nice discount on some of the product. And then, that's all I got. Oh yeah, that giveaway is open until the 17th. Wait, no, or is it the 11th? That's two totally different days. Yeah. So just get it in by the 11th.
Cool.
Anyway, yeah, man. On that note, I'm Blackout.
Deuces.